What's up, guys? There are 3 DC All-In books that release this Wednesday on October 9th. I got a chance to read all 3 of them over the weekend and just wanted to tell you a little bit about them. Again, these are not tie-ins to any big event. These are not relaunches or reboots or anything. These are just the start of new story arcs for each one of these books. And the first one is Action Comics number 1070. This is written by Mark Waid and the art is by Clayton Henry. Like I said, this is the first issue of Action Comics in this new All-In era, and it is a great jumping on point if you've just been wanting to read some really cool Superman books. This takes place in the 52 days between the end of Absolute Power and the fight with Darkseid on the Justice League satellite that we saw at the All-In special, but you do not need to have read either one of those to enjoy this. At the beginning of this story, 3 Kryptonians somehow escape the Phantom Zone, but they are grotesquely merged into one body. It takes the combined might of Superman, Supergirl, and one other person to stop them, and afterwards, Superman determines that he needs to journey into the Phantom Zone to figure out what's going on there. There's also a backup story by Mariko Tamaki and Skylar Patridge that shows Supergirl preparing to take a journey out into space, but she won't tell anyone where she's going. This is a great issue. Like I said, you can read this without knowing anything else about what has been going on with Superman so far. The artwork and the action in this are fantastic, and it is awesome that we'll be getting one issue of this book every single week for the next 3 months. Next up is Batman and Robin number 14. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the art is by Javi Fernandez. This is the first appearance of a new villain named Memento, though he's not really in it all that much and we don't know anything about him yet. This issue starts with a really cool action sequence with Batman and Robin taking on some criminals in a high-speed chase. It doesn't really seem like it has anything to do with the larger story, but it's still just really cool. Later that night, Bruce and Damian attend a charity function at a newly reopened medical center, but Damian is very unhappy about it because he thinks that their time could be better spent being on patrol. I don't want to say too much more so that I don't spoil anything, but you know that if Bruce Wayne goes to a charity function, that it can't go smoothly. Something happens that is eerily similar to something that happened over a century ago, and that's going to lead into the larger story of this story arc. This is another great issue of Batman and Robin. It's a little bit less lighthearted than recent issues, but the story that is set up is really interesting, and I'm also interested in the subplot of Damian being a bit restless when he's doing things other than fighting bad guys. That could lead to even more character development for him. Next is the Green Lantern Civil Corps Special. This is written by Jeremy Adams and Philip Kennedy Johnson, and the art is by Salvador Larroca. This is a one-shot that kind of merges together the stories being told in Jeremy Adams' run of Green Lantern and Philip Kennedy Johnson's Green Lantern War Journal, and then it pushes those stories forward into what will be coming next for all of the Green Lanterns. In this, Hal, John, and Carol head off to Thanagar to warn them that Theros has corrupted the United Planets, while Guy and Shepard go to Oa to see what the situation is like there. I don't want to say too much, but let's just say that neither mission goes well, and it sets up some big things to come for the current Green Lantern series. After this, I went ahead and read Green Lantern number 16 that comes out next week, and it's pretty epic and it's only going to get bigger. One thing I will say is that the new All-In books are designed to be great jumping on points for new readers, but if I'm being honest, I think this might be the exception. I do feel like if you haven't read the current Green Lantern series, then you might be a bit lost here. I actually didn't finish the Green Lantern War Journal series and was confused by a few things, but both series are really good, and it's well worth catching up if you're interested in reading some really great Green Lantern books. So those are your 3 DC All-In books that release this week on October 9th. They are all great. I cannot wait to see where all of these stories go because they are a lot of fun. So let me know if you picked them up, and if you do, let me know what you think about it.